One of the advantages that many Google Keep users have cited is that they like having the ability to see all of their notes on the home screen. And this is especially useful if your notes do not have a very long lifespan. If you quickly enter in some notes and then you clean them up or transition them into a calendar or to a to-do list or something of the sort, that can be very easy to scan, and you can rearrange your notes and reorder them and see them all on the same screen. However, after you start to build up a certain number of notes, it can be a little daunting to manage all of these notes and maybe not as effective as you would like. Well, today I want to share with you two methods to help you sort out your notes in Google Keep. One might be fairly obvious, but the other is a fantastic workaround that you can use to keep your home screen nice and clean. And of course, I'm going to be demoing this on a desktop version, on a web browser version of Google Keep. But the effects and the functionality remain the same if you are using Google Keep on your mobile device. So the first one is the ability to pin an item to the top of your screen. Let's say these first two notes are most important to me, and I want to separate them from everything else on my home screen. Now, if I keep adding new notes, these two notes are going to be pushed around and shuffled down the list. Now, I can always grab them, right? I can always grab notes and rearrange them to the way that I'd like. But let's say these two notes are something that I want to see at the top of my screen at all times. Well, when you hover over any note, you will see there is this push pin icon. And by selecting it, you will pin that note to the top of your Google Keep home screen. So as long as you have one note pinned, you will have a pinned section. And then everything else will be under this Others section below. So let's go and do that for this second note as well. So now I've got my pinned notes at the top of the screen. I can still rearrange them, I can edit them, I can do whatever I want with these notes, but I've created a nice separation between these notes and everything else on my home screen. So whether this is by priority, whether this is, for example, this is a shopping list, maybe this is something that I'm inputting and updating on a frequent basis, it can be a great way to separate those notes. And if you no longer want something pinned to the top, it's as easy as selecting that pin again, and they will remain with everything else on your home screen. Now, there's a second method you can use to greatly clean up your home screen. And I want to give a big thanks to the Simpletivity community for providing this suggestion. There was at least 3 people who made mention of this, and I think it is a wonderful workaround for Google Keep. So again, as you're collecting more and more notes, you are going to see them appear on your home screen, whether you're on the desktop version or whether you're viewing your notes on your mobile device. Well, here's a great way to clean up your home screen and still make use of all of the notes that you would normally see here. What we are going to do is use the archive function, and we are going to archive almost everything on this screen except for the notes that we want to see. So let's say in this example, I want to keep maybe these first two notes, this email Ted and this buy new laptop. Perhaps they're the highest priority. These are the ones and the only ones I want to see right now on my home screen. So what we are going to do next, we are going to select all of the other notes on this screen. So you can see the little checkbox icon in the top left-hand corner. That allows us to select a note. And I'm going to do that for the remaining notes on this screen. Fortunately, I only have a handful in this example. So once I've selected those notes, you can apply a few different things to them. You could pin all of them. You could create a reminder for all of them. You can do a lot of the same functions that you could do on an individual note. But in this case, I'm going to select the archive function. And the results are probably not surprising. I've hit archive and they're now all archived. So yes, my home screen is a lot cleaner. I only have these 2 notes. But the great thing about the archive function in Google Keep is that it keeps those notes within their respective labels. So even though I have archived all of those notes, if I go to my work label, for example, I still see and can access and can edit and can share all of these archived notes just as I would if they were not archived. Now there is a bit of a separation here because it's showing my notes that are not archived first, but then you will have an archive section below. And that'll go for all of your labels if you have a combination of the two. Here you see in my reference label, nothing in the reference is not archived. Everything is archived there. But if I click on my notes at the top, and remember this is your default screen when you first log in or when you first access Google Keep, it is extremely clean. I have everything here. I can just keep the notes that I want to see on the home screen. And another great feature is that even when you are creating a new note, you can archive it as a part of the process. So here's an example. I'm going to enter in a new note here, and I don't have to select Done first. I don't have to actually create the note before I archive it. I can say, this is a new note, it's a red note for some reason, and I'm going to add the label, this is a family note, and I'm going to archive it immediately. As you can see, it doesn't even hit my home screen or my home page here on Google Keep, but yet if I go to Family, there it is. There is my new note. I can access it, I can edit it, I can review it, I can continue to share, do everything else I would with a regular note, but I have kept it away from my home screen. So again, I want to thank the Simpletivity community, thank those users who provided this solution. This might be a nice workaround that you'd like to use, or maybe you'd like to use a combination of pinning some of your notes along with archiving the rest of your notes. Remember, you can still access them from all of your labels. You can always select the archive option here and see all of your archive notes. Thank you so much for watching. I would love to hear your feedback on how you manage your notes in Google Keep. Do you use one of these methods, pinning notes to the top or archiving most or a lot of your messages so you can keep your home screen clean? I'd love to hear your feedback, so please provide a comment in the section below. And if you enjoyed watching this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you again for watching, and remember, being productive does not need to be difficult. In fact, it's very simple.